Wow, how long has it been since we did a mailbag episode? Like a year? Phew, that is way too long. So here we go, mailbag number 3. First up, probably the most asked question in the last few months. Yes, I do want to be a producer. So how do I do that? Where do I go to school? What do I study? Unfortunately, there really aren't many production-specific degrees offered right now, but if game production is what you really want to do, studying business and management or psychology is a good place to start. But perhaps even more than any other discipline, except maybe design, you must do. A standard management course isn't going to teach you anything about the unique field of making games. So if you want to be a producer, here's what I would do. Get a team together. That's the first test of your production skills. Once you've assembled a crew, help them navigate through the perilous waters of making a game. If you're at any major university, there should be plenty of people at your school from every discipline who want to make games. And don't worry if this first project doesn't pan out. This is vital experience. When you go out and interview for that big production job, you can talk about what you learned and how you grew. Each project you organize will add to your portfolio. And when you have 1 or 2 under your belt, say by your junior summer, try getting a production internship at a game studio. Good luck! Next question. Can you do a So You Wanna Be episode for artists or programmers or composers or writers or some of the other game industry roles? Yep, we'll certainly be doing more of those. The folks at Stack Exchange are already helping us with the developer one, and we got a few other people lined up to help us with some of the jobs that are outside our areas of expertise. Unfortunately, not all job types have much in the way of entry-level positions, so episodes for fields like writer or composer probably won't be coming in the near future. What distinguishes a AAA game from a non-AAA game? Are there AA games? What distinguishes an indie game for that matter? Budget, really. If it's got a $60 price tag and a lot of marketing behind it, it probably qualifies as a AAA game. If it comes out at a discounted price or flies under the radar but is still launched for major platforms or by a major publisher, probably safe to call it a AA game. And if its development was largely fueled by ramen or has somebody on the team who refers to themselves as an auteur, bam, indie. How do you go about starting an indie studio anyway? By doing it. Seriously, many people feel there's a magic barrier to starting a game studio, but there really isn't. Many incredible studios began as, or still are, a bunch of friends in their basement, or buddies in a dorm. You can even do it by yourself if you got the skills. Again, if you're looking for talent, universities are a good place to start. Then, once you have a game, you should incorporate. You'll probably want to be an LLC at first. It's worth dropping a few $100s on a lawyer to get your company formed exactly the way you want it. But most states have fairly simple online processes that let you incorporate for around $200. Just Google forming an LLC and then your state name and you should be able to figure out how. Once you have a company, start sending your game to competitions. Put it online, hype it up any way you can. Just get it out there and get it noticed. And don't be afraid of people stealing your idea. It's very unlikely to happen. After all, most people want to be working on their own ideas. And in the remote case that it does happen, you'll still be in a better position with your next game to get distribution, publishing, and such now that you're established. So, yeah, that's how you do it. If conditions are so bad in the industry, why haven't people started a union? What can a developer do if he's stuck in a terrible work environment? Our industry is remarkably union-phobic. I really have no idea why. Wish I had a better answer on that one, but if you're already stuck in a terrible work environment but are too worried about not having a job, just start sending your resume out. There's no shame in jumping ship from an untenable lifestyle. And honestly, if people are putting you through misery, don't feel like you have to make them aware that you're looking for other work till you already got another job lined up. People change studios all the time, and loyalty is something earned, not something assumed. Could you help me with my research paper or my school project? We would love to, but no promises. We've received over 100 of these requests just over the last couple months, so feel free to send requests our way, but please don't count on us being able to help. If we can manage to scrape together a spare hour, we will, but that seems to be getting tougher with each passing day. Even just keeping up with the inbox has proved pretty challenging lately. Sorry we can't do more. Loved your episode on gamification. I work as a insert job here, and would love to hear your suggestions for gamifying my specific field. Man, we still get a ton of these, and I'm really sorry to all of you who asked and haven't received a reply. We really would love to address them all, but this requires a lot of expertise in the specific field, and a lot of time just mulling through the possibilities. James's company, Rainmaker Games, does this exact kind of consulting for large corporations all the time, but it's just beyond the scope of what we can handle in our spare time, at least for right now. Maybe we'll do more gamification episodes periodically when we can steal the time to really research some of these areas that you guys have come to us with. Next question. I'm Australian. Why am I asked to pay so much for games? Even on Steam, I'm paying $90 or more. Why? So this one's sort of a mystery, and I'm not sure anyone has a definitive answer for it. So don't take what we say here as canon, but as far as we can piece together, it's a historical accident. Normally, when game prices are this out of balance in a foreign country, it's because of some strange tax category or importation law that games fall under. But this isn't actually true in Australia, so as far as we can tell, taxes and imports should have games selling at about $70 there. So that's not the problem. It seems to be the result of a time when the Australian dollar was weaker, and tax laws were a little harsher, which meant that game publishers originally set a higher standard price for games. But as the Australian dollar grew in strength, publishers simply never reduced their prices because they found people were still buying games at a reasonable pace at 1.5 times the price. Now, again, this is all just piecing together diverse data points. I could be wildly off on this one, but that's my best guess. What's the point of region locking? Why do some companies do it and others don't? Honestly, I don't think there is a good reason, but in the interest of fairness, here's the two reasons I hear most often. First one is pricing. Especially in the age of internet shopping, it would be pretty hard to set different prices in different countries if consumers could simply buy the version in their language that was the cheapest. So basically, it's in the interest of continuing to screw over Australia. And the second one is piracy. Region coding makes it at least a little harder for countries known for piracy to create pirate copies for other countries. I really don't feel like either of these are legitimate points in today's world, but that's the best I got. How many questions have we got left? Whoa, okay, clearly we need to be doing these a bit more often. Well, since we still got a lot of good questions left to go through, let's plan on doing another mailbag next week. Until then, thank you for all the great questions. We'll see you next time.